Hi, this is Dan Salzer with the Nature Conservancy's Conservation Strategies and Learning team. I'm going to be doing a live demo of a new Miradi Measures Dashboard site. I'll state the problem that we're solving. I'll add indicator measurement data in the Miradi Adaptive Management Program. I'll upload the measures data and configure the dashboard online. I'll complete steps 2 and 3 in under 5 minutes. Then I'll show you a few additional features of the dashboard system. The video was recorded in high definition, so I recommend clicking on the gear icon in your YouTube playback window and selecting the HD playback. So what problem are we solving? Conservation organizations are taking impressive actions to achieve ambitious desired results. For example, TNC is working with 8 different governments with support from many funders on the Caribbean Challenge, where one of the goals is getting 20 million acres into marine protected areas by the year 2020. We need to be able to report on how we're doing in achieving this result to many audiences, including managers, funders, and partners. Miradi is a desktop software program used by thousands of people around the world to design, implement, and track progress on their conservation projects. We've developed a solution that makes it easy for the staff with the most up-to-date measures information to easily upload the information via a cloud-based dashboard system to then be able to share that the progress that they're making with many audiences. I'll now switch over to the Miradi program where you'll see how to enter indicator measurements. We're looking at a high-level theory of change or results chain diagram from the Caribbean Challenge program. The yellow hexagons show the strategies being implemented. The blue boxes show the intermediate results emerging from the strategies, leading to the abatement of key threats shown by the purple boxes, and to the achievement of the nature and people results at the far right of the diagram. For the demo today, I'm going to be focusing on the marine protected area result. If I hover the cursor over the objective icon, you'll see the objective of getting 20 million acres designated as MPAs by the year 2020. If I move the cursor over to the indicator triangle, you'll see the indicator of acres of marine protected areas. If I double click on the indicator triangle, it will open up a dialog box with indicator details. You can see a bunch of indicator measurement values are already there. The indicator measurement from 2012 is the actual most recent data on MPA designation, and I've added some fictitious data for future years to demonstrate the dashboard reporting features. The 20 million acre figure at the bottom of the list is the desired future value for the year 2020. I'm going to add a new indicator measurement value as if it were now the year 2020. So the dashboard will show the progress up through the target date of 2020. I'll click on the Create Measurement button and then use the Date widget to scroll to a 2020 date. And then I'll enter a value here of 23. So we will have exceeded the targeted amount of 20 million acres. I want to point out the ID field for the indicator. The P01 indicates that this is a policy indicator, and you'll see how I use this to quickly assign this indicator to a policy graph in the dashboard. The indicator name will be used as the y-axis label in the measures dashboard. If I switch over to the objectives tab, you'll see a full description of the objective in the details field, and the objective name will be used as the title of the measures graph. I'm going to switch to the summary view to show you one more thing before we upload this data. The project description field will also be brought over into the measures dashboard. So next I'm going to export the Miradi file using the File, Export Current Project As, and selecting XML and clicking on the Export button. And then I'll just give this the name of Demo. And all of the Miradi data is now being written to an XML file. I'm now going to switch over to a web browser. So now I'm at miradi.sitkatech.com, and I'm going to click on the Login button. If you don't already have an account, you can also click on Login, and it will provide you the option of requesting an account. Since I already have an account, I'll go ahead and put in my username and password. I'm going to click on the Projects button, which will list all of the projects that I can view, and this is also where I can click on Create a New Miradi Dashboard button. I'm going to browse to the file that you just saw me download from Miradi. Here's the demo file, and then I'll click Submit. This will bring all of the Miradi data into the dashboard system and automatically open up a configuration view. So I'm going to scroll down to the middle of the page where you'll see a list of all of the objectives and goals and their corresponding indicators and the IDs. You can click on any of the columns to sort the rows in the table, and I'm going to click on the ID field. I coded the IDs in Miradi to make it easy to assign them to these 5 categories, which are the reporting categories the Nature Conservancy is using for our conservation impact measures framework. So I have an ecological measure, a finance measure, 3 management measures, a people-oriented measure, and finally the one that you saw me do the data entry on, the policy measure. And as I clicked on those radio buttons, it moved those indicators down into these panels where I can refine them. But without anything more, I am going to go ahead and view the dashboard. Here you can see the 5 graphing panels, and if I put the cursor on this bar under the policy graph, you'll see that data that I just entered into Miradi, the 23 million acres. Hovering the cursor over the dot shows the desired value of 20 million acres. You can see the y-axis label and the title that I pointed out in Miradi, and the overall project description is displayed at the top of the dashboard. If you want more information for a particular graph, you can click on the eye icon and it will display the full details for the objective and indicator, including, in this case, information on the data source and a web link where you can access the full methodology. If there's more than one graph for a particular category, you can click on radio buttons at the top of the graph and it will toggle through the different graphs for that category. The bottom right panel of the dashboard is set up for you to enter a narrative description, key highlights of the results, links to other websites, or to display a map, photo, or some other graphic. And I'll demonstrate how to use the highlight features and a few other dashboard features back in the configuration panel by clicking on Edit Dashboard. The dashboard state is where you can control the visibility of your dashboard with a simple pull-down control. You can make it visible only to you, to everyone in your organization, or publishable to the general public. The highlights panel is where you would enter any narrative text for key findings or images. You can use the controls at the bottom of this panel to format the text, to insert or edit images, or to add web links. To speed things up, I am pasting in some text, a web link, and an image file, and then we'll save these files and we'll look at them in the dashboard in just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down the page to demonstrate 3 additional features. You can rename any of the 5 graphing panels by just clicking on the edit icon, then typing in a new title. I'll just use new title and save that panel. Second, you can change the default data visualization for any of the indicators. For example, I'm going to click on the chart here and for the people indicator, and we'll switch this to a stepped area chart. Click on Save Indicator. You can also add additional desired future value reference points on your graphs. Perhaps you want to specify a milestone to achieve along the way as you work towards a longer term result. For example, let's say we want an MPA milestone for the year 2016 of 20 million or 15 million acres. So you can see the one desired future value that came from Miradi here. I'll click on Add Desired Value. And I'll put in a date of 2016 and a value of 15 million acres and click on Save Indicator. So let's scroll down and click on the View Dashboard button to see these changes. So you can see the new title for what had been the ecological graphing panel. You'll notice the additional or the different data visualization for the people indicator. You can see the different data or the additional desired future value on the policy graph, and you'll notice that in the highlights panel we have the narrative text a link to another site. In this case, this is a map of the Caribbean Challenge, spatial map of the project. And if I right-click on the image, I can view a larger version of that image, which is the results chain from our diagram. That concludes the demonstration of uploading Miradi data and configuring the online measures dashboard. I encourage you to set up a free account via the login button at the top right. If you have any questions, click on the contact button in the bottom right. So check out the dashboard site at miradi.sitkatech.com. You can learn more about Miradi at miradi.org. If you're part of the community of over 6,000 users of Miradi from 150 countries, start sharing your results with many audiences using the new Miradi dashboard. The Measures Dashboard site was built by Sitka Technology Group with funding from the Nature Conservancy's Oregon program, including trustee support, TNC Michigan, and the Miradi Software Development Funds through the Conservation Measures Partnership.